Hey there, everybody. The summer of 2020 goes out just like it came in. Utter hot garbage. We are back, though. This is going to be season 3, episode 1. This is Hitting the Wall. I'm your host, Kyle Walker. Hey, everybody. I hope you had a wonderful summer. Welcome back. I know that this summer for the podcast was, how do we say, inconsistent? Yes, inconsistent. I do want to thank Joe for all the time that he spent. We did a lot of podcasts together over the summer. I'm sure that you saw that they were kind of hit and miss here and there. It was so hard to get any kind of consistency going. Let's face it, my summer, much like yours, was terrible. The coronavirus has, of course, kept everything just shut down, locked down, and no fun whatsoever. Like you, I am about done seeing the inside of the walls of my home. I'm ready to be out amongst the people yet again, but it does not look like that is going to happen anytime soon. So I guess it's time to hop back into podcasting, and maybe we can, I don't know, spend a little time together, what I hope on a Tuesday night, and, try and work through this mess. Let's at least make it to the holidays. The holidays will be fun, right? Even if we can't go trick-or-treating or see grandma on Thanksgiving or see family on Christmas. Wow, boy, we need a vaccine quickly, don't we? Anyway, I digress. So anyway, I hope you had a great summer, as good as it could be. My best hopes and wishes for you and your kids as you guys start whatever schooling looks like for you going into the fall. I have kind of a new camera angle going here. As I told you on one of the other shows, it's kind of due to the fact that I now have a work from home computer area. I couldn't leave the background up because it was kind of big and in the way, and angles are funny. And really all I can say about the new camera angle is it makes me look really fat, and I don't like it at all. I don't like this camera angle at all. So anyway, that's how we're starting this season of the show. So look, the thing I want to talk about tonight, this is going to be a fun episode. On some of the other episodes over the summer, I don't know, maybe I got a little preachy, maybe things were a little too serious. That's not the goal of this podcast. Like, there's so many other options for getting social commentary and getting people's opinions of the goings on in the world. Now, while I can't completely shy away from that because that would be irresponsible, I'm certainly not going to shine a big focus on it. You can get that in a lot of different places. And what my hope for here, for the fall and for into the holidays, is to be maybe just that little flicker of light in this complete world of negativity right now. Because between the election and between the riots and the protests and the peaceful protests and the issues with police and the issues with just us as a society, there is enough darkness to go around 20 times over. And I don't want to be that. I don't want to be that. I don't want to be sitting up here just giving you my personal thoughts on situations because you might disagree with them, and honestly, who wants to go over it? I don't. I really don't. I'm happy to talk about it if somebody wants to talk about it, but I'm going to try not to gear episodes in that direction. There will be references, of course, but that's not going to be the focus. We're going to try and focus elsewhere. We're going to try and get back to the heart of this show, which is good mental health, and whether it be good mental health in your marriage, good mental health in the single life, in your dating life, parenting. We can touch on all of that. And of course, I'm more than happy to do it. As you guys know, I've been through the ringer. I've been through the single life for a very long time. I was in the married life. I've been in the parenting life now for almost 14 years. Now that my oldest daughter is about to turn 14, my youngest just turned 11. Lord save us all. But I'm more than happy to talk to you about the parenting and talk to you about the relationships and talk to you about the marriages and the divorces and the singles and the datings and whatever else is on your mind. Let's dive back in to what this show is supposed to be about. Now, if you can believe it, we have been hitting the wall now for a year. It was right around a year ago that we rebranded. We dropped the Walking with God with Kyle Walker, and we moved over to Hitting the Wall to try and be more all-encompassing, and haven't found the success I had hoped for, but I still think we're doing good things here. And so I'm ready to jump back in and to get back to it. Ready? Go. Okay, first thing we're going to talk about, and I'm actually super excited about this. My producer, the people who produces this show, they are not going to be excited about this, but I am excited about this. A buddy of mine had a great idea. I take no credit for this idea. This was completely his idea. I've just maybe kind of ironed out some of the details. We're going to start once a month getting together for what we're going to call the Hitting the Wall Happy Hour. Okay, and what that's going to be. What he told me when we discussed this idea, he said it, I'm like, wow, I feel the same way. And I think a lot of you probably do too. During this time of the pandemic, during the time of everything being closed down, and during the time of being kind of just in your home and maybe just watching the news and listening to your podcast and just kind of, all the talking heads that are coming at you, whether it be about the social justice issues or the Rona or the political or whatever, everyone is just talking at you. Okay, they're just talking at you. You're not actively having conversations with these people. They are simply talking to you. And the fact that we are all very more isolated than we were this time last year, we don't have as many people to talk to. So what we're going to do is we're going to start having a Hitting the Wall Happy Hour. I am going to open a Zoom session on our Facebook page, which if you have not liked the page, even though I'm assuming you have because you're watching this show right now, but there's other ways to watch and listen. If you haven't liked the page, go to Facebook and search at HTW Pod. So for Hitting the Wall Podcast, HTW Pod, and this page will come up. We're going to post, and I'm going to try and make it the second Tuesday of every month. I'm going to post the link. You can click this link and come right into a Zoom session with me. So I'm going to open a Zoom window. I am going to hit record, and I'm going to just start talking. I'm going to start doing a show. If you see this link, and if you want to talk, click the link and understand that then you are a guest of the Hitting the Wall podcast. And we can talk about whatever you need to talk about. We can talk about the struggles that you're going through. We can talk about, what in the world we all did, myself mostly included, to gain the Rona 15, which clearly, because I look fat on the camera angle right now, I clearly gained the Rona 15. We can talk about relationships. Don't bash your spouse, though, on a Zoom session. That I don't recommend that strategy. But my buddy he was really expressing that it's just so difficult to actually talk to people. Everyone's talking at you. Well, I want to talk to you. I want to talk with you. See, he and I used to go to, it was a group through the church that we both attended, and they were called Firesides. Now, we had a singles men fireside, and this was many, many years ago. But what was great was it was a bunch of guys roughly in the same spots of life who came together every Tuesday night and could just talk. We could just talk. And, there were weeks where we were silly. There were weeks where we probably spent more time talking about sports than anything else. And then there were the weeks that we got into deep scripture conversations, or deep religious conversations, or deep relationship conversations. And honestly, there would be times I just found myself listening to others, and it was crazy beneficial. You hear the people and you hear the situations they've gone through, and it might be similar to something you're going through. You hear how maybe they tried to handle it. You'll hear if it worked. You'll hear if it failed miserably. But you get the chance to listen to other people's experiences who are going through the things that you're going through, have been through, will go through, or at least is very similar. So what I'm hoping we can do is when I put the little Zoom link out there, you all can log in and let's talk. And you know what? If you just want to log in, you'll just be seen on the little part of the screen. You don't have to actually say a word. Or you can say, hey, I'd like you guys to talk about blah, and then just sit back and listen. Lord knows I did plenty of that when we were at these firesides. So we're going to do it. You know what? And if it makes it easier for you, grab a beer. Seriously, I'm not opposed. I will probably have one myself. Right now, all I have is my bottle of water. But, grab a beer. I'll have one. And again, this is just going to be a happy hour. And it's just going to happen to be recorded. And you will be a guest on the Hitting the Wall podcast. So I thought it was a great idea. And I'm looking forward to doing it. Now, please understand, if you click the link, you don't want to be sitting there on your couch in your underwear. I mean, I suppose you could, but that's not going to be a good look for you. And I do reserve the right to bounce people as I see fit, mainly if you come on there. I know one guy who will probably click the link and then make sure he's mooning the camera when I accept him into the chat room. I have no doubt. I have no doubt that Daniel is going to do that. But, make sure that you're ready to be seen by myself and others. And then I invite you to please come in and talk about what you need to talk about. And again, it could be silly. You could just want to come in and talk about the latest movies. You might want to just come in and talk about what's happening in the sports world, even though that's all very politically driven right now. Or you may have something that is eating away at you and you need other people to walk with you through this situation. And that is really what we will be there for. I mean, it's what I'll be there for. And I'm not claiming to be the end all be all of, solving people's problems, but I'm a start. It might be something I've gone through. I've been through a bit. And the more this catches on, and I hope that it catches on, the more people come in. What if we have an 8-person HTW happy hour? Okay. If there's something that I can't answer, I can almost guarantee that one of the other 6 or 7 people in there will be able to, or they'll have a thought, they'll have a feeling, they'll know the scripture that's going to help you, they'll know the self-help book that's going to help you, they'll know what person you need to listen to, what podcast would be great other than mine. And I feel like it could be a very beneficial thing. Like most things, though, especially in the realm of social media, you're going to get out of it what you put into it. If you don't dial in, you're probably not going to get a whole lot of help. If you don't tell me what your problem is, you're not going to get a lot of answers. You actually are going to have to put forth a little effort here. And it's going to take some cojones for you to click the link and realize you're going to be on this show. Now, I can sit here and tell you, and I will tell you this, and this is 100% true. If a dipstick like me can do this, you're going to be fine. You will have no problems logging on, being on this show. And again, it's just going to look like a Zoom session between you and I. It's all it's going to look like. It's not like there's a live audience. I don't have a laugh track, although I should probably get one. I could just have a little button and just press it and have my own laugh track. That would be kind of funny. Hey, production people, can you put a laugh track like right here? That would be so cool if there was a laugh track when this comes out. Anyway, so that's the goal. That's the plan. That's what I want to do for this show. Again, second Tuesday of every month. So in September, wow, I really don't have my phone within reach of me. I don't. It's over there on the charger. Oh, let's see. Let's do mental stuff. Carry the 2. I think we're looking at September 16th. I think that's going to be the first September date that we are going to try hitting the wall happy hour. Now, wait a minute. Hold on. That can't be right. If I said the second Tuesday, that's going to be the 3rd. Carry the 1, get the 2. No, so we're looking at September 8th. I think it's the 8th. Yeah. Or 7th. Because the 1st is tomorrow. Isn't this cool? You guys get to sit here and watch me try and do mental math on the spot. That can't be fun for anybody. You know what? I have a computer. It's right in front of me. Here we go. Okay. It is going to be Tuesday, September 8th. Yes. I wasn't too terribly wrong. Okay. So there it is. Tuesday, September 8th. And I'm going to put the link out, let's say at 7:00 p.m. Central Standard Time. And look, if nobody logs on, I'm just going to record an episode. I'm going to talk about whatever is going on, whatever I feel like talking about. And it's just going to be another episode that comes out. But if you do log on, you can be a part of the show and we can actually talk. You know you're getting tired of being talked at. I'm talking at you right now. And I almost feel bad for doing it, but you can be the one doing the talking. You can be the one that, helps somebody else, which is the whole point of this show. Is me trying to help others. Help the people who are going through the stuff I've already been through. Or at least maybe try and help someone with my warped view of society. I don't know. Whatever the case may be. So that's what we're going to do. I invite you to pretty please join us on Tuesday, September 8th, 7:00 p.m. Central Standard Time. Have a cold beverage in your hand and then come with something you want to talk about. I mean, seriously, choose something. Maybe it's something that's going on in your world. Maybe it's something you just have been curious about. But we can absolutely talk about that, and I hope that you will join us. Other than that, that's kind of the big point of this show is I want to make sure to give everyone the chance to participate and to use their voice. Use your voice. Again, you may not help me, but you might help someone else. You might help someone else who's going through the same things you are, who are having a difficult time, who are struggling, who need to hear your voice. So you have an opportunity. You have an opportunity to help. And in today's day and time, we all need to use our opportunity to help others. Right? Right. Again, we're not gonna go political. Not gonna go into what's going on in society right now. I'm just saying, if we have a voice and we have a chance to actually help people, that's what we need to do. Okay. Okay. Let's see some other things that are going to come up this season. What are we going to try and do? I would love to know your suggestions. If there's anything you want to talk about, anything at all, I hope that you'll reach out to the show, reach out to me personally, and say, hey, can we talk about this? Can you go over this? What do you think about this? I have this going on. Somebody help me out. More than happy to do that. Please send along any of your comments or suggestions. I'm going to quit bumping my microphone at some point in time, but probably not today. Let's see. On our next episode, I already have a show that Joe and I recorded together. I think it's a good one, and I'm hoping that you'll find it beneficial. Like I said, pre-recorded, so a few of the references might be outdated. But we got together and we talked about, what are some things that we're learning during the coronavirus. You'd be a fool if you're not sitting around kind of taking stock of yourself in your life. Maybe the things that you find that you really don't need. We're going without a lot during the Rona. Maybe there's just some stuff that you're not going to bring back once this is all over. And again, it will end someday. But yeah, so it's a good episode. Joe and I did just kind of what we're learning. What are some good things we're learning during the time of the Rona, and what are some bad things? So I definitely want you to tune in for that. I'm going to try and make sure that we're on every Tuesday evening. The shows will air at 8 o'clock Central Time, 8 o'clock p.m. Central Time. An episode will come out. Now, again, I know, hey, wait a minute, that's the same time as the HTW Happy Hour. Remember, we're going to record at 7, then I'll try and get a new episode on the Facebook Watch, the live, the live Watch Me, whatever they call it these days. Facebook is changing so much. I'll have an episode out at 8 o'clock. So we're going to record at 7. We'll have an episode at 8. Won't be the same episode. It has to go through production. Let my production people do like the really cool stuff that they do. I can't do any of that stuff. But yeah, so we've got that coming up with Joe. Some other things we're going to talk about. I'm going to let you know there's going to be an episode coming up that's going to be pretty heavy. And just the real quick synopsis, because of course I want you to tune in, is yet again, suicide has personally affected my life. And so I want to talk about that because this is a show about mental health. So that is definitely coming up. We're going to talk about, we will touch on the things going on in society because they're too big not to. So we have to do that. Joe is going to come back. I'm trying to line up a few other guests. I want your subjects. I want to know what you want to talk about. We're going to have our happy hours. We're going to get back to Muggin' Mondays. If you don't follow us on Instagram, you need to follow us on Instagram, which is HTW_pod. I believe that's what it is. Geez, I'm unprepared for this one. But find us on Instagram and you can join us for Muggin' Mondays. We're going to get that going again. And then really anything we can do. You're probably going to get annoyed with me because it's really time to fire the show back up, to get it out there. And again, as soon as this show stops benefiting someone, as soon as people say, it doesn't do anything for me anymore, then I'll stop. I'll walk away. I will. I've got no problem packing away this webcam and this microphone. But people still tell me it helps. Okay, and I'm not tooting my own horn or by any stretch of the imagination. But as long as it keeps helping people, I'm going to keep doing it. And so as long as people keep telling me, and they do, they say, wow, this episode helped with this episode helped with that. You're an absolute moron in this episode, but at least you're cute. Whatever the case might be, as long as I get positive feedback, I'm going to keep doing the show. Once people say, your day is done, I'll pack it in. Fine. That doesn't bother me. I'll find another way to annoy you. So anyway, so that's going to do it for episode 1. I know this is a short one. Honestly, we don't have to try and get 30 minutes each and every time. If the message is delivered and if it hits home, then I'm going to leave it there and let it marinate. And again, hope that you reach out and let me know what you think, what you want, and I will do my best to make it happen. So again, HTW Happy Hours coming up September 8th at 7 p.m. Look for the link. I'm going to put it on both the show page, and then because most of the people who watch are on my personal page as well, you're going to see the link in both places. But please come prepared to be recorded via Zoom and then put out for the world. So don't come on there picking your nose half naked. I mean, it's just not going to be a good look for you. I'll laugh, but it's not going to be a good look for you. And then we've got some other stuff coming up. So please give me your feedback. Thank you so much for listening. Remember, go to hittingthewallpodcast.com. You can get to our store. We actually have a store. And it's kind of cool. It's on Amazon. You can get some t-shirts, hoodies, because it's almost hoodie season, and then tank tops, but you may not need those much anymore, as hopefully soon the weather's going to turn to the cooler, because I'm ready for fall. I don't know about you guys. So yeah, please go there. And then as always, and I'm gonna put it in there this time, if you're still looking for a home for your donation dollar, click on our Patreon link. Anything you can do helps this show reach more people. Anything. Set it up for $2 a month. $5 a month would be amazing. Set it up for $2 a month. $2. Okay, that's less than a Starbucks coffee a month. And you would help this show grow greatly, because I use that money to get us further out into the world. We've got some stuff coming up with some charities that we're going to work with. I'll be excited to announce that pretty soon. But your donation dollar, if you decide to give it to this podcast, I can guarantee is most helpful in keeping us up and running and going. So we're firing back up. We're going to get going here for the fall. Like I said, this is season 3, episode 1 of Hitting the Wall. Thank you so much for joining me. I have been Kyle Walker. I look forward to your feedback, and we'll see you on our next episode. Peace.